Last time on MasterChef Canada, Back to Win.
Oh my good God!
Oh, this is stressful.
A three-way battle for survival featuring not one, but two former finalists.
They are good, I think.
The rabbit Jen is just a tad on the overcooked side.
Proved to be more than Jen could handle. Tonight, all 9 competitors face elimination
I am completely unfamiliar with everything under this mystery box.
in a mystery box challenge that's way out of their comfort zone.
What is happening here?
Obviously, I'm freaking out. All right, guys.
Here we
Let's
go.
do this.
Mystery box.
I'm actually really excited to get my hands dirty. The view on the balcony is great, but the only way I'm gonna learn is by pushing myself, and that's in the kitchen.
I love mystery boxes. They usually give us the opportunity to show our creative side.
I think it's vital for me to stand out today. But I don't know what's under the mystery box. It could be anything.
Welcome back, everyone. Now that you've been back in this kitchen for a few weeks, it's probably starting to feel like you've never left at all.
Remember, you're back to win, and you want to bring it all home. The MasterChef Canada title, $100,000, and your very own complete kitchen of Miele appliances.
There's definitely a lot on the line. And even though you can't afford to get comfortable, comfort is the theme of the day.
Oh my gosh.
Comfort food, to be exact.
Yes. I love comfort food. If there is a genre of food that I cook, it is absolutely comfort food.
During the global shutdown, with more people cooking for themselves, comfort food is where so many people turned. Familiar classics like mac and cheese, tacos, banana bread, or pie with ice cream can offer a little slice of reassurance.
I have no idea what is underneath the mystery box. I'm just hoping that maybe I can find a dessert.
Are you ready to see what's under the box?
Yes,
yes. Are you really ready?
Yes,
yes. 1, 2, 3, lift.
Okay.
I lift up the mystery box and I'm seeing some dried legumes and a couple vegetables.
Oh my gosh. I see seeds, some tofu. I have no idea. What are we doing?
Not the ingredients that you normally would think of when you think comfort food.
Tonight, you'll be creating a comfort food dish using only plant-based products.
It used to be that the vegetarian option was simply whole the meat. But we've come a long way with plant-based proteins like tempeh, seitan, and beans.
I am completely unfamiliar with everything under this mystery box. Normally at home, every night, there is a protein that is the focal point of dinner.
Your dish can either be savory or sweet and come from any culture you desire. The world is your oyster, or whatever the plant-based alternative is for oysters.
To help you create these comfort classics without any animal products, we've provided you with Becel plant-based bricks.
They're a 100% plant-based alternative that cooks, tastes, and bakes like dairy butter.
Becel's website motivates thousands of Canadians to embrace plant-based baking and cooking. And if you win tonight, your dish will inspire a feature recipe on the website.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I would love to have my dish published with Becel. It would be amazing to have my recipe for all of Canadians to try.
Tonight's winner will also have a huge advantage in next week's challenge.
At the end of this challenge, at least one cook will be eliminated.
I'm extremely pumped for Mystery Box. It's my favorite thing. Except there's elimination. I don't want to go home today.
So are you ready to prove you have a green thumb in cooking?
Yes, Chef!
Your 60 minutes starts now.
Oh my goodness, this is phenomenal.
So many amazing ingredients, seriously. I wish I could have this pantry all the time.
When I hear comfort food, I think something that takes you back home to Sunday night dinners, mom's pie.
Flour, where's flour?
So I'm making a Mediterranean meat pie. I need cashews, I need almonds. I'm also grabbing spices, herbs, fresh herbs, dried herbs, so that I can bring out those flavors of the Mediterranean. Facing a plant-based challenge, I have to stretch myself beyond 100%. I want to show not just the judges, but the other cooks that I'm someone to be reckoned with.
Where's TVP?
Up top.
What else? I'm trying to find something that can replicate pork in the pantry. Texture is key when it comes to cooking plant-based foods. I do see this thing called textured vegetable protein. I've heard of it before, and I know it acts as meat after you rehydrate it. So I'm gonna go for it and take a risk and try this without having used it before. I need some basil too. The talent in this kitchen is so fierce. You just gotta cook your heart out.
I get so heavy.
I am very excited about this challenge.
Plant-based cooking has come such a long way that there's really no compromise when it comes to creating great comfort food dishes using those plant-based elements.
What would you make?
I would probably go for sweet potatoes, slice them super thin, almost making a cannelloni, some kind of a plant-based cheese filling, and bake the whole thing in the oven.
For me, my ultimate comfort food's always been congee, or rice porridge. On top, I can layer with all kinds of vegetables, which I will grill in that self brick.
But really, it's fascinating to see how much further we can go when it comes to vegetable-based ingredients.
All it takes is a great imagination.
Today I'm making peaches and cream. It's ultimate comfort. I feel like people think I can't cook sweet, but I can. I want to show up to these guys that I'm a little bit of a threat. I think because I wasn't a runner-up in my season that a lot of people here underestimate me. I want to prove to the judges that I'm a competitor, and I want to prove that I can do sweet as well as savory. When I was on MasterChef Canada the first time, I really felt like I didn't show everything I had.
The pastry cream, not so good. I can't taste the vanilla at all.
Back then, I was tripped up by the dessert. But I want to grow in this kitchen. I need to push myself. So I'm gonna flambe the peaches with brandy, and I'm gonna do a chai spice vegan creme anglaise. Taking this risk is scary. If I can't execute properly, there's a great chance that I will go home.
When I hear comfort food, my mind immediately goes to desserts. Today I'm doing a play on a Chinese dessert, which is a tofu pudding. I'm making my own take on it by doing a panna cotta to make it a little bit more elevated, and I'll be adding some other components to it as well. In MasterChef Canada Season 2, the dish I was most proud of was my cake. In 1.5 hours, it's not easy to bake a cake with so many different components. Thinking back, I really pushed the limits.
This is a league of its own. My mouth is watering right now.
I'm still impressed by what I did back then. With this one today, I need to really bring my game if I want to win. There are a lot of delicious vegan desserts, especially in Chinese cooking. So I'm really hoping that today I get to show off to the judges. My expectation when it comes to desserts are up here, as high as they can possibly be. As a pastry person, I have to be extra innovative. I need to be doing things that judges wouldn't expect.
Before I left, I asked my daughter, what should I cook on MasterChef Canada? And she said, chocolate cake. So I am making a chocolate cake today, way outside my comfort zone, but I'm doing this for my daughter, Vivi. Season 5, I would have never touched a baking challenge, and this time I'm leaning right into it and just going for it.
So today I'm going for a more classic layered cake. I want a really deep chocolatey buttercream. So I get the basil, cocoa powder, icing sugar, a little bit of almond milk, and whip that all together to make a super delicious buttercream. Next, I need to get cracking on this chocolate cake. Anytime you make substitutions for plant-based, you have to think of the science behind what you're taking away. For this chocolate cake, I'm substituting applesauce for eggs. It's adding in that additional moisture. And for buttermilk, I'm substituting almond milk and a little bit of vinegar. The vinegar actually curdles the almond milk and gives it a texture of buttermilk, helping with the rising of the cake itself.
I am making my play on spaghetti and meatballs with whipped ricotta. I remember coming home from school and there'd be a spaghetti and meatballs on the stovetop and you could just smell it in the house. It's just this like little hug in your belly. So I'm doing a egg gnolati in brodo. I'm stuffing my egg gnolati with ground meat, even though it's not meat, and tofu, ricotta, and then the tomato broths.
I'm super confident in this because I cook a lot of vegetarian and vegan at home. So yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm gonna freaking kill it, man.
Hi there, Taya.
Hi.
So I can see you're going savory by the looks of things.
I am. I'm gonna go Italian.
I believe in the last season, you had won an opportunity to have a recipe published by Jamie Oliver.
I did, yeah.
Is that on your mind right now with the opportunity?
My mind.
I've never had anything like that. Good job, girl.
Thank you.
Well, look, I think it sounds like you have a perfect plan in mind. Hopefully you'll be able to pull it all off.
100%.
Good luck with that.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Taya.
So cool. It looks like meat.
Plant-based cuisine really creates an opportunity for home cooks to show how innovative they can be, but it hasn't been explored to its full potential yet.
It is relatively new, I think, to certainly North American culture, whereas there are other cultures in the world. It has been the way of life and staple for years.
In Hong Kong, we've been eating vegetarian cuisine for a long, long time. It's a lot of religion that requires meat not to be eaten. But what I'm really excited is what our group can do. You have a mosaic of nationality. I want to see what kind of comfort food dish that they'll be doing.
I'm making an elevated Jamaican chorizo patty in a more sophisticated way.
When I think of comfort food, I think about snacks. So this is kind of a nod to what me and my wife always eat. Today I have to be very innovative. Usually patties are with beef or chicken or goat, but I'm gonna have a chorizo filling. And I'm making it with textured vegetable protein, chickpeas, and hemp seed.
I don't eat vegan food too much, so hopefully I can pull this one off.
I'm going with Middle Eastern comfort food. I'm making a kafta with TVP and falafel. It's food I love to eat, sitting on a park bench with my partner. It gives me comfort. So with this challenge, I have to work really hard. I really want to show the judges something special. The element that I'm really worried about is the kafta. I've never tried to make a beef replacement before. And that's the one where I feel like I'm stretching myself the most. Oh, shit. I put my TVP kafta on the grill, and it starts to fall apart. Obviously, I'm freaking out.
Hey, Marissa, how's it going? What is happening here? Marissa, what is happening here?
So I've made a kafta.
I just want to try this. I'm curious.
It's a little bit loose. I don't have the same texture as a ground beef, but I added beets in to give it some depth.
Did you cook the beets?
They're raw beets. I'm hoping the grill will soften them up.
I am concerned about this. Give you a little bit of advice. Crank your heat up on this thing.
I hear you, Chef. I hear you.
Good luck.
Thank you. This dish is not going to send me home because I need to work out a plan B.
Okay. You got this.
It's super exciting to see the 9 home cooks back together in this kitchen, taking on this vegetable-based cooking. The challenge here is that they have to create something that is homey and comforting, that comfort food, but elevate its presentation to, the standards that we've come to expect.
Cooking Filipino food brings back memories of my mother. I lost her to cancer in 2008, so cooking the food that she used to make makes me feel good inside. Today, I'm making a vegan noodle-wrapped lumpia with a sweet and sour carrot sauce and roasted vegetables.
Lumpia is actually pork and carrot spring roll. It's the Filipino version of a spring roll.
It's taking me forever to grate these carrots.
I am making a carrot cake spice dumpling with vegan creme anglaise. This is what I do for a living, so this is the time that I can showcase my skills.
I obviously make dumplings all the time for restaurants, retail. I've also been starting to teach a lot of classes as well, and I'm always pushing the boundaries. That's what I'm really good at. So I haven't made a dumpling dish yet, and I just really want to pump one out.
Hey, May.
Hi, Chef Alvin.
Tell me what you're doing.
I'm actually going dessert and dumplings.
I love dumplings.
So do I.
And you were the dumpling queen.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so I can tell you a dumpling is my comfort food. My grandmother used to make dumplings all the time, so I remember as a little kid, I would wait for those. So I can tell you I'm really looking forward to your dumplings. And remember, presentation.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chef.
Back in the day, Mom used to make a lot of this kind of stuff, so I'm gonna try and do a little homage to Mom with a meat pie that has no meat. Should be interesting. It's difficult for me making a plant-based meat filling. I'm trying to spice it correctly and trying to make it MasterChef Canada kitchen worthy. I'm also making different condiments. Cashew cream tzatziki, a cross between a gremolata and a Greek salad, almond cheese, and toasted pumpkin seeds. It's obviously outside of my comfort zone.
Hey.
Hi, Chef.
What are you making?
A Mediterranean-style meat pie.
I like that already, meat. So what are you gonna do about the meat?
I've got some TVP, sauteed mushrooms, some lentil to give it a little bite, and I'm gonna bake it in a skillet underneath pastry dough.
Now, Barry, you're a meat guy.
Yeah.
Is this a challenge for you? What do you think?
I would certainly rather be putting a nice cut of beef in here. This is a bit of a new thing for me.
Good luck.
Thank you, Chef. Mom used to make this amazing deep dish apple pie. And as a tribute to her, I will put the same design in the top of the pie that she used to put on hers. Okay, in we go. My only concern is the pie going to be cooked?
30 minutes! You have 30 minutes left for your plant-based creation.
You know, it's really difficult to replace butter, so it's really amazing that Basel's created a plant-based product that acts like butter. It's a really great tool that we didn't have in the past.
Hey, Andrew.
Chef, how are you?
Looks like you're making something sweet.
I think I am.
And you notice how beautiful that caramelized with the alternative butter because it doesn't burn as quickly. Tell me, what are you doing there?
Some nice caramelized peaches with crumble on top, baked in the oven. A nice pour of creme anglaise made with silken tofu.
Okay.
Some of the soy milk.
Yes.
It's chai spiced. And then I'm doing a pistachio praline.
Very excited about this dish, but remember, must look good.
Yes, that's the plan. Thank you, Chef. I'm going to be making a praline for on top of the peaches. I need to cook some sugar to the right temperature, then add some crushed nuts, pumpkin seeds, and hemp hearts. My goal is try to elevate it as much as I can. Let's go into the freezer.
I'm doing a lot of components today. I'm going to be doing 5 different components. So I really got to get serious and get my game face on if I want to win today. I have won nothing so far, so winning today means everything.
I'm really confident in my abilities, so I'm not going to be playing it safe when it comes to dessert. There are little tricks that you can use, especially in modern pastry, that can make a product that's seemingly not vegan into a vegan product. Traditionally, I use agar-agar to make a vegan panna cotta. However, agar-agar can give you a very crispy, almost brittle gel, so I want to soften it a little bit. So today I'm actually using 2 seaweed-based gels. By combining them together, you can get a panna cotta that has a better mouthfeel than just using all agar.
You know, I like the ambition, but I'm not so sure that the panna cotta is going to set in time. He doesn't have much time left.
May, surprisingly, is also making dessert. She's making dumplings, and in that dumpling is going to be a carrot cake.
I like that. So a carrot cake dumpling. That's a beautiful idea, actually. So it'll be interesting to see how she can mimic cream cheese with vegetables.
As a cream cheese alternative, she's using tofu and beans.
And beans?
Yes, tofu and white beans.
I have my lumpia. I'm using texturized vegetable protein to act as the ground pork. Then I'm gonna fry it. Traditionally, lumpia is wrapped in a spring roll wrapper. I can't use spring roll wrappers because it has eggs, so I'm gonna use rice noodles. I feel like the creativity of wrapping it in a noodle is gonna show the judges just how creative I can be. Rolling with noodles is a very technical skill. As I'm trying to roll my lumpia, come on, this vegetable protein is falling apart. Fuck. If I don't get this done, I have a chance of going home. Hardest part of what I'm doing today is wrapping this lumpia because the texture is not as sticky as ground pork. So I'm adding a little bit of cornstarch to the filling just so that it will thicken up a bit and act as a binder.
That cornstarch he's putting in.
It looks like cornstarch.
Yes, which is a good idea.
Yeah, it's an easy fix.
And then I use my sushi mat to roll it. Come on. And it works perfectly. Woo! Yeah, baby.
I would love to have my dish published with Baisel because it's such another stepping stone towards my food goal. I do recipe development for a lot of big brands. I have my blog, Tasty, and I do private dinners. It's so gratifying to have people say that they tried your dish and it tasted good. Usually with stuffed pasta, you use egg to create a bit more structure, but I can't use eggs. I start filling up my pasta, doing my little folds, little pillows. It definitely doesn't have the structure as egg yolk pasta, but they are stuffed. I get them in the water. I look up at the clock and I'm like, oh my gosh.
20 minutes! You only have 20 minutes left!
Today, I really want to stand out because you always have to cook your best dish, or it may be the last dish that you're going to be cooking in this kitchen. I'm blending ackee with almond milk to create an emulsified creme anglaise sauce. I'm using the ackee as a kind of an egg replacement to build smooth, emulsified texture. Then I'm adding ginger, cinnamon, cloves, allspice. I want to make sure all those beautiful spices come through into the final bite. But it's really stressing me out because it also has to be beautiful and elegant. Creating a plant-based dish is already hard enough.
Gotta make sure my dough is perfect.
The main challenges I'm facing with this dish is getting the right texture of pastry dough. Because it's still warm,
Oh my God.
it's kind of sticking. If I don't get this dough right, my whole entire dish is completely ruined.
Andre seemed to be a little bit frazzled. He's a little bit behind. I'm a little bit concerned. Will that pastry bake in time? Will it deliver that very flaky dough that we come to expect from a Jamaican patty?
I still don't fully know exactly how I'm going to plate this cake. Plating for this challenge really does matter because the goal is to elevate comfort food. I have in my head a concept where I want to have a layered cake, but the cake is still feeling hot. Ah!
He's cutting it tight.
You can't put a hot cake on the plate because it will melt the icing. But I have a backup plan. I'm gonna take it in a modern direction.
My praline is everything in this peaches and cream dish because of it's such a simple concept. It needs to look perfect. I'm taking so many small components, flowers, small leaves of mint, coconut shavings, coarse pistachios, a little bit of shaved chocolate, and a little bit of grated lime, and I'm perfectly placing it along the circle so that it looks very textural. My goal for this dish is to make it look like a garden of excitement. Hopefully this works. I don't know if it's going to. I've never really done this before. This praline is very thin and snappable. I have to be very careful, otherwise it's gonna break apart.
10 minutes!
Oh, for crying out loud.
Only 10 more minutes!
Oh, sorry guys. Andy's klutz.
With panna cotta, it's always a risk because you might not have enough time to get it to set.
Let's see how it is.
Traditionally, using these two seaweed gums requires at least 2 to 3 hours of wait time. I'm hoping that by increasing the concentration, it's gonna set faster. If the panna cotta isn't set, I'm not gonna have anything to plate and present to the judges.
Come on, work for me.
My panna cotta is not set, and there's only 5 minutes left. My original plating would have been this beautiful panna cotta that's shaped like a rectangle, but now I'm stuck with plating in a bowl. It's not the ideal plating I wanted, but it's better than not having one.
2 minutes, only 2 more minutes left.
Oh my God.
Shoot.
I want to see beautiful presentation.
Last minute pomegranate reduction.
Coming out of the oven. I'm looking in at the pie dough, and I realize it looks a little pale.
1 minute! You have 1 more minute left! Come on, get it going! 1 minute! Let's go!
I'm rushing on my plating, but I'm also trying to stay calm so that the plate doesn't look messy.
I know at this point my dish isn't going to come out exactly the way that I conceptualized it, but I'm gonna get this done. I have no choice but to impress.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
Well done, guys.
Well done, everybody.
You guys are awesome.
Holy smokes.
Do it.
Well done, cooks. This was No Garden Variety Challenge. And looking at your dishes, it shows.
Now it's time to see if they taste as good as they look. Jeremy, please bring your plant-based comfort dish to the front.
I'm feeling good about my dish. I cooked my heart out today. Every memory and emotion was on that plate.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hey, Chef.
Plant-based comfort food was the brief. What did you make?
Comfort food, it always brings me back to the memory of my mother and back to the food that she made. Traditionally, lumpia is ground pork. I tried to emulate that with a textured vegetable protein, burnt pumpkin seed ash, chanterelle mushrooms, radish, and a spicy carrot sweet and sour sauce.
Well, Jeremy, I am once again delighted to see the level of which you are plating your food. It seems to be getting better and better and better.
Thank you, Chef.
The comfort feel is right there. It is rich, it is flavorful. It's the kind of food that I think would become a staple. As they were being cooked, you'd be picking one off the plate at home because you just couldn't resist it.
Thank you, Chef.
Jeremy, done a lot of traveling in Southeast Asia. You must have ate twice my weight in lumpia. Why did you use the rice noodle?
It's just a cool little vessel once it's fried.
Well, let's see how this goes. You have all kinds of range here. The rice noodle, I like it because it looks a lot more elevated. The filling, tasty. Sauce, you got refined carrots, and I can taste that carrot coming together. You have it all.
Thank you so much, Chef.
Please go back to you.
Thank you so much.
Good job, Jeremy.
Praise from the judges means so much to me. I feel like my mom would be so proud of me.
Andre, please bring your dish up to the front.
Here I have a chorizo patty with chickpeas and hemp seed, a tahini and saffron sauce, and a Caesar cashew sauce.
How do you get the chorizo with vegetable-based protein?
I season the vegetable protein very well with the ancho chilies and the ancho chili powder.
Nice and light. The bricks gives it a much lighter taste. The filling, a bit dry. You need to add on a bit of liquid. A lot of times you get the fat coming from the meat, which makes it liquid. But I like the sauce, and I like the spice. I just wish it was just a little bit juicier.
Thank you, Chef. This is tough competition. I'm just hoping that I can pull through.
Andy.
At the beginning of this challenge, I was thinking about more classic layered cake. But then I ended up in a modern direction. Kind of risky, it's a little bit different. I hope the judges will appreciate it.
I made a death by chocolate and black bean cake, buttercream icing, and a little bit of toasted coconut as well. This was made for my daughter.
It really is youthful and modern and current, but it still has that comforting look about it. The buttercream is so light and fluffy and not overly sweet. And I love the fact that you've added the black beans, a little bit of coconut for contrast and crunch and texture. It really is a delightful tribute to your daughter.
Thank you, Chef.
Taya, please bring up your dish for tasting.
My favorite comfort food is pasta. So I did stuffed agnolotti with a tomato brodo. The stuffing is ground meat and ricotta, plant-based style.
All those flavors work really well together. That basil just pops in your mouth. Your agnolotti, it's ethereal, it's light, and you had no eggs. Very, very difficult to achieve, and you did it.
Thank you, Chef.
Hi, Taya. Nice to see you smiling.
Yeah.
I want to see how generous you were with the filling. Look at that. You couldn't have stuffed more in there if you tried. Nice and savory. Texture-wise, it is soft. It has a wonderful creamy finish to it. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Barry, please bring up your dish for tasting.
I hope the judges see I accomplished what I set out to accomplish. But there's always that question, have I done enough? I made Mediterranean plant-based deep dish pie. I have a cashew cream tzatziki, sherry vinegar marinated red and yellow peppered zucchini and onion, pumpkin seeds, and almond and cumin cheese.
All right. The pastry is a little pale. You can enhance coloring by adding just a little bit of guava and nut milk. It replaces the egg wash. The pastry is super light and flaky. The savory filling beneath the crust, it is a little on the dry side.
That's what I was worried about.
Typically, when I see a dish that has a lot of ramekins on it, it tells me that the chef is struggling with the concept a little bit. They haven't fully figured it out. Unfortunately, for me, it's very bland. And you can't rely on the condiments. You know, Barry, you gotta push yourself a lot more. There's never been a more fierce competition in this kitchen.
Yeah.
Andrew, head on up to the podium.
The last time I cooked a sweet in the MasterChef Canada kitchen, I was eliminated. Of course I'm nervous. Today, I prepared for you peaches and cream. All plant-based, I made a short crust and pistachio praline, chai spice creme anglaise with silken tofu and soy milk.
Andrew, I love the look of this. Not only does it look like a restaurant quality dish, it looks like a 3 Michelin star dish.
Good for you.
And you're no pastry chef, right?
Not at all.
Wow, look at that. You've made an error in judgment. You don't think you're a great pastry chef. And you are.
Thank you.
This is the best peaches and cream I've ever tasted. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Andrew, I guess you're feeling pretty good now.
I was worried for a second there, but yes.
Question is, does it live up to the hype? It exceeds it.
Thank you.
I love the flavors, the freshness of those peaches, and the lemon I saw you put in really accentuates the flavor of those fruits. And your crème anglaise, light and creamy and yet warming. It really is a lovely, lovely little dessert.
Yes.
You knocked it out of the park. Well done, Andrew.
Thank you.
Good job, Andrew.
Awesome work, buddy.
Amazing.
I feel so proud. Hearing the judges say that it looks like a 3 Michelin star dish, it's the highest praise. It's the highest praise.
May, you're up next.
I made carrot cake dumpling, shredded carrots, all the typical carrot spice. The sauce is made with almond milk and ackee.
May, it looks very beige, a bit flat.
The color is hiding on the inside.
Color is on the inside. There's the color. The flavors are delicious, beautiful carrot mixture, really great control of the spices. I do think, though, you could have gone further.
Maybe I should have juiced some carrots and used that in the dumpling dough instead.
Exactly. Start following your gut.
Thank you very much, Chef.
May, I'm so intrigued and fascinated that you decided to do a carrot cake dumpling. A very clever use of the ackee. The filling and flavors of the dumplings, I think, are spot on. It really had that cake feel to it, slightly sweet, carrot, cinnamony, and the dumpling wrappers are so light and tender.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Christopher,
I know the flavors are there. I really, really want to win this one. Today, I've drawn from comforting desserts I had as a child, particularly tofu pudding and also the almond soup. I've elevated them by making a tofu coconut panna cotta. We have a yuzu passion fruit fluid gel, a bit of meringue for crisp, a black sesame crumble, and almond black sugar ice cream on top.
Wow. Presentation is quasi-modern, which is innovative and fresh. A bit of a twist. The flavors, to me, bring a sense of peace and calm and sophistication. The texture of the panna cotta, quite nice. Well done. Thank you, Christopher.
Hi, Christopher.
Chef Alvin.
Very nice. We both come from Chinese family, and I remember those tofu puddings, coconut soups. Chinese kind of desserts was something that's also very close to me. It's there. It's light, it's airy. This just takes me back to my childhood, which is going back further than yours.
Thank you, Chef.
Hey, Chris.
Well done, Chris.
Marissa?
I hope the judges see how much I've pushed myself. I sure hope I've done enough. So I prepared for you some falafel and kafta. In the falafel itself, it's a chickpea base. In the kafta, it's supposed to be a beef kafta, but it's a beet kafta with beets, a textured vegetable protein, and cashew tahini.
Why did you choose Middle Eastern?
I thought of what is comforting to me, and it's grabbing some falafel with my partner and sitting on a nice park bench in Montreal.
It sounds like a great way to spend an afternoon. So presentation is quite nice. It does add a little bit of nuance to an old, comforting Middle Eastern classic. Flavors are very good. And there's enough acidity there coming from the little chutney that kicks it back into balance one more time. Now for the kafta. It's a little more gummy, unfortunately. Not that firmer, crumblier texture that I would like to have.
Right.
They are very, very moist. Maybe from the beets.
Marissa, falafel and kefta. I just don't get that crispiness coming from the kefta. I know you got the vegetable protein in there. You took a risk, and sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't. The taste is definitely there, but would that be enough?
Sure hope so, Chef. I'm feeling a little frustrated. The margin for error is quite slim.
Good boy.
The judges felt the way they felt. I may not feel the same way, but it's up to them, not me.
Such amazing dishes, such diversity, sweet and savory.
I put the most technique on the plate tonight. Definitely. I deserve to win this.
I'm amazed. They have an instinct.
I'm hoping that I did enough today to win this challenge.
There were several cooks that made some small errors on their dishes.
Everything wrong is going through my mind.
I hope they see true effort, true growth, true skill.
Decisions made? Agreed.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Plant-based cuisine is not simple to master. But you would know that based on the dishes we tasted tonight.
There was one dish that wasn't just a good vegan dessert, but it was a knockout dessert, period. The cook who made that heavenly treat was Andrew.
Good job, Andrew. Nice job.
Great work, buddy. Well done.
I won! I took a huge risk today, and it feels very good to win my first challenge this season.
Congratulations, Andrew. You've earned a big advantage in next week's challenge. And you'll have a recipe based on your peaches and cream featured on the Baysell website.
Wow, okay. Thank you, Chef.
Unfortunately, not all of you met the standard we've come to expect of you this season. Can the following cooks please come to the front? Barry and Marissa. Barry, Marissa, you're a couple of cooks who really love working with meat. But still, you did a solid job without it.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef. And there was potential in both of your dishes. With time to experiment, maybe both of you could have achieved something great.
But sadly, only one of you will have a chance to stay in this kitchen. The cook who fell the furthest from meeting the mark today was Barry.
Sorry.
No worries. Good luck.
Thank you, chefs.
Barry, we know that your nickname is the Bear, but considering how many lives you've had in this kitchen, the cat might be more accurate.
Might be.
Each time that you've come back here, you've reminded us why you belong, with talent and grit. I know it never feels good to leave this kitchen, but are you glad you had this final chance?
Honored. Just the invitation. Thank you.
The three of us have a question for you that you are uniquely qualified to answer. Which of these talented cooks is Canada's next MasterChef?
Jeremy. Absolutely, Jeremy. Man's got some moves in the kitchen.
Thank you, Barry. Please leave your apron at your station.
This week, it's my time to go. And I'm okay with that. When I left the MasterChef kitchen last time, I was a different person than the one that walked in the door this season.
Yeah, Barry!
Barry, nice move.
To be told that I'm one of the 12 best that have ever been in this kitchen, it's a privilege and an honor. Just have been invited. This group is extraordinarily talented.
The best kapunti goes to Barry.
Cooking is who I am, not what I do.
Next time on MasterChef Canada, Back to Win. The top 8 press their luck in a battle of wits.
Flambé.
Correct.
That leads to an epic test of their skills.
It's hot in this kitchen. I am sweating.
Who will rise to the head of the class?
It is so good.
And who will be expelled?
Expect more from yourself.
I'm not going home tonight. No way.